Hey, what's up, you guys? Isaac Cameron here with another video. I decided to record this right after work, hence why I'm wearing a nice little polo, and I look a little more put together instead of just wearing a backwards hat and stuff. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, but I decided to wait until everything kind of calmed down before I made it, and because I just wanted to make one video talking about everything instead of making numerous videos about all the stuff when I could just make one. So first and foremost, I want to talk about the Jet Leavers Party. So here in Shimane, and I'm sure at other places, we do a Leavers Party for all of the Jets who are deciding to finish their contract and go back to their countries. And it was a lot of fun. It was also very sad because, this is a very unique experience that we get to do here, and we meet people from all across the world. And we make these friendships, and especially Shimane, that's the one I can speak for the most since I live here. But everyone here is very much like a family. Even if you don't see someone very frequently, the moment you see them the next time, you just pick up right where you left off. And we're very close together. We have a very tight bond here in Shimane, and I'm very thankful for that. But at the same time, when that time comes for someone to return to their country for whatever reason it may be, it makes it very difficult to see them off because you know that there's not a great chance to see them again, especially if they live across the world from where you're from. So that was a little difficult to deal with, but we had a great time, and we had a lot of fun. We had a barbecue, and, we played some games, and it was a good sending off for everyone, and I was very happy to see everyone one last time before they go home. And I hope that I get to see them again, whether it be in their home country or if they come to America, we can hopefully plan something together to hang out. But I just wanted to talk about that interesting dynamic of it's not something you think about when you sign up for Jet, about the bonds you're going to make with people and how this isn't like, as my friend Dom put, this isn't like college where you see these people every day for 4 years or you see them very frequently on campus. Everyone has their own lives here, so you don't get to see these people very frequently, but you do form a bond with them also being in Jet. And it's just a completely different dynamic that, you don't really think about when you come here just because you're excited about everything and, you're excited to start this journey. So that was an interesting experience for me to go through. Another interesting experience for me to go through was my family visiting, -1. So my oldest brother could not make it, which was sad, but I was still very happy that both my parents and my other brother were able to come visit, and boy, did I tucker them out. So they were here for 2 weeks, and the very first week we did a lot of traveling. Right after the night they landed, we went to a restaurant in my town, but then that next day we went to Osaka, and there was some minor hiccups with the trains because I didn't plan ahead, or I didn't really think about the typhoon causing some stations to be closed down. But we got to Osaka. We spent a couple days. We stayed in Osaka for 5 days, but while we were in Osaka, we took trains to Kobe, to Nara, and to Kyoto. And we saw many things. We walked a lot, and it was very, very hot. I think it was in the 90s, mid-high 90s, but with the humidity, it put it like over 100. So it was very warm, but we enjoyed it. They got to see a lot of cool things, and it wasn't too much Japanese that I couldn't handle. Excuse me. Although there were some parts where I didn't know what was going on, and I tried my best. But it was a lot of fun. It was really cool to see my family in Japan. I still have not fully processed it, I guess. I guess I should say the second week they were here, we mainly stayed in my town and we visited places in my town. We took a tour of Izumo with the teacher that I work with at the junior high because he lives there, so he showed us some stuff. We got to see a lot of beautiful things. But all in all, I think the biggest thing I took from it was just really cool to have my family here. I know I've said it in the past, but this was a big goal for me to do this, to do Jet and to live in Japan. And I think it's safe to say I'm also one of the only people in my family to move this far away from our family because we're a very close group. So it was a big decision to do this. And I knew my family supported me, and, I knew they were proud of me for wanting to do this and all that. But I never really thought that I would see them visit me here. And I know they're watching, and I don't mean that as a negative thing, guys. I really don't. I just mean, it costs a lot of money to do. It's a big decision. It's a very scary thing to do. So I was very happy, and I was very grateful that my family came and visited, especially my dad, who, growing up, was always afraid of flying, and he decided to do a big flight. And I think it's safe to say that he's not afraid, because to do that long flight is a big deal. And also, just while they were here, the things that they tried, I was very amazed that they were willing to try the stuff that they tried, and to try to adapt to Japanese culture to the best of their ability. It meant a lot to me. It meant a lot that they were willing to try to understand something that I was very passionate about, and I'm forever thankful for that. And I hope if I'm here long enough and they can visit again, that they come visit again. On that topic of if I'm here long enough, I want to talk about me officially starting my second year. So I missed the day by a couple days. It's officially August. I technically landed in my town like late July last year, July 27th, I think it was, somewhere around there. And yeah, it's crazy to think that I'm starting my second year. And I think the big crazy thing is we have the new jets coming in, and preparing for that, and knowing that this time last year I was one of the new jets coming in, and now I'm on the other side of that, talking about the events that are coming up, and like talking to some jets that are nervous about coming here or just have questions. And it's really interesting for me to kind of have that experience now, to talk to them and give them advice on stuff. Along with that, I want to talk about the first year being a little rough. Obviously, I enjoyed my first year, hence why I'm staying another year. But it wasn't all, unicorns and rainbows. There were some downtimes, and they kind of prep it for you with orientation stuff. But especially in the winter, before I went home, there's not a lot to do here in the countryside during the winter. So you're very kind of cooped up in your apartment, and it can be very isolating. It can make you feel very lonely. And I definitely experienced that. There were moments where I kind of questioned if I wanted to keep doing this, and, if this job was actually worth it, if it was actually what I thought it was. And, after I went home and saw my family and stuff in Christmas last year, like, it really solidified it, as I made in a video. Like, it solidified, yes, this is what I want to do. I was just feeling lonely at the time. So there's also other moments of, like, just feeling like you kind of hit a stalemate, especially when it comes to the language. Towards the beginning, I was learning a lot of new stuff, and I was getting more confident with my speech and all of that. But then I've also kind of hit a moment now where I've kind of plateaued. I've kind of just evened out, and I'm not really learning anything new, and I feel like I'm not advanced. I'm sure I am. It's just that in the beginning, it was so drastic. I could see it very clearly, whereas now it's not so blatant. It's much more subtle. And so it kind of feels like I've hit a stalemate, when in reality I probably haven't. But all of that being said, I learned a lot through my first year. I'm very eager to start my second year now that I'm much more comfortable living here. This place feels much more like my town. Like, I feel more comfortable living here. So I'm very excited to start my second year. And I'm very excited to meet the new jets, especially considering one of my dear friends, Griffin, who's been in a couple of videos, is sadly going home, even though I've known this for a long time. He's going back, and it kind of sucks to see one of your best friends go back to America, or go back to his home country. But I know what he's doing it for, and I'm very happy for him. I'm very proud of him. And I'm also excited to see the new person that's filling in his spot, and to see if I can form a connection with them. But all in all, I'm still trying to process everything, but I just wanted to make a video talking about how grateful I am to have this experience, and how grateful I am that my family visited, and kind of just give a life update and say that I'm really happy. I'm very happy with where I'm at. I'm very happy to start a second year. Everything's going pretty well for me, in all honesty. I've got my friend Jared coming to visit next month in September. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going back home for Christmas in December, so if you guys want to meet up with me while I'm home for a couple weeks in December, go ahead and start figuring that stuff out now, because it'll come sooner than you think. But all in all, I'm just grateful for everything. I can't stress that enough. I guess that would be the theme of this video, is how grateful I am for everything that I get to experience, and everything I get to do. And hopefully year 2 is filled with just as many lessons and just as many exciting things as year 1 was. And hopefully in year 2 I'll be better at making videos than I was in year 1. or at least have more things to make videos on, I guess I should say. But all that being said, I think I'm going to wrap it up and enjoy my Friday evening along with my weekend. Don't plan on doing anything this weekend since it's been loaded with stuff. I'm going to just take the weekend to enjoy my own company. But all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy your weekend as well. And I will see all of you in the next one.